Hi, today is November 7th, 2023. It's a Tuesday. Tomorrow is the Wednesday, the hump day. Yesterday and today it was a day off for me, so I basically stayed at home and Cafe Silk Road, and I traveled to Suncheon, Namwon, and some other places to get a haircut, to get a food, to meet people, and so on. I stored this article several days ago, and I've never read this one, but I feel like it's a good material. As you know, in Asia, we used to eat dog meat. My father ate a lot of dog meat. I've tasted like twice or three times in my life. The texture is very soft. It could be quite delicious food if the dog meat is cooked very well, like in a bean paste soup and so on. Mostly, I remember many patients, including my father and other old people, ate dog meat to recuperate faster and well from the physical surgery. So I guess in Asia, or at least in Korea, dog meat was considered as a cure for surgery, recovery, fast recovery from surgery or any other similar medical procedures. But times have changed, and almost dog meat is gone, and it's very difficult to find it. I'm not a fan of dog meat. I love dogs. I don't eat dog meat at all. But I had to eat dog meat because of company pressure. It was like a company picnic in setting. Regardless, let's find out how dog meat could benefit people, or what's wrong with it, and so on. The reason I'm trying to read this article is to practice English. I am a Korean, and I live in Gwangju, Korea. I've never lived in America except as a tourist. I would like to go over to America, Canada, or any other English-speaking country after retirement from my company in 5 years' time. I work for Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea. I'm very proud of it, and I really work hard toward mutual goal achievement inside my company. So I'm very proud, but I would like to use my English to better myself and to contribute more to other employers. This article is from Elwood Dogmeat.com. Elwood's organic dog meat. Delicious dog since 1989. I don't know, delicious dog sounds quite funny. Elwooddogmeat.com. Elwood's organic dog meat. Delicious dog since 1981. Why dog? Right? Elwood's is ahead of the pack. Set the table with man's best meat. Elwood's organic dog meat has been family owned and operated for over 2 generations. We are dedicated to offering our friends and neighbors the best sustainably raised dog meat available. Unlike some farms, our pups never receive antibiotics and spend little time cooped up. They have access to green pastures during the summer months and are fed only organic soy-free feed. Organic soy-free feed. Our dogs are free-range, local, organic, fresh, never frozen, free from antibiotics, sustainably raised, and humanely slaughtered and loved. Pups and dogs are available by the cut, quarter, half, or whole animal. Broth bones are available on a limited basis. Broth bones. Please contact us for breed availability. Keep reading. He looks quite majestic and lovable. Confused and disturbed? If Elwood's organic dog meat upsets you, please consider that dogs on Elwood's organic dog meat farm were bred for food. They are bred for food, not bred for companionship. Eating dogs is a personal choice. Some people prefer the taste of dog. Dogs offer amazing nutritional benefits. Roasted lamb has become a family holiday tradition. Dogs don't really feel pain. This is our livelihood. This is our livelihood. Dogs don't really feel pain. This is our livelihood. Roasted lamb has become a family holiday tradition. Roasted lamb has become a family holiday tradition. Dogs offer amazing nutritional benefits. What the fuck, right? WTF. But dogs are companions, right? They are kind, loyal, loving, playful, and intelligent. I love dogs. The idea of someone killing, butchering, and eating a dog, especially my dog, is horrifying. You probably, do you agree? Elwood's organic pig meat. Does that feel better? If so, why do you feel one way about dogs and another way about pigs? An animal that is actually smarter than a dog. If you are feeling discomfort or reaching for excuses as you read this, it's totally normal. Most people don't want to think about this at all. The truth is, most of the animals you consume are just like dogs in all the ways that matter. Cows are social and complex. Pigs are gentle with a surprising intelligence. Chickens are intelligent and sensitive to the welfare of their peers. Sheep are peaceful and can pick up emotional cues in humans. Throughout history, we humans had to learn to overlook who an animal is and their capacity to suffer in order to survive, but we don't have to eat animals anymore. Guess what's next? Change is possible. Not possible, but possible. Pause. Dogs pause. For most people, it is possible to reduce or even eliminate animals from our diet. For animal lovers, this means a chance to expand your compassion. You can love all animals. You don't have to push down feelings of guilt or inner conflict when seeing a cute calf, or avoid learning or seeing where your food comes from. You can live without causing intentional harm to animals. Elwood's organic dog meat isn't real, but we hope you will think about any anger it caused. Consider what it would mean to open your heart to the idea that so-called food animals are just as worthy of love and kindness, and maybe that there's no such thing as an animal meant for food. So this is a decoy, man. Decoy. Fucking decoy. All the very least, no animal deserves the cruel short lives we create for them. Rather than doing mental gymnastics to justify unethical behavior, we must consider actually changing it. Identifying and addressing even just a few of your guilt-ridden ethical inconsistencies is likely to make you a happier person and the planet a better place. Julia Shaw, BBC. Think we are doggone wrong? Read FAQs, read the news, contact us, call for breed availability. About us, help the farm swag. Visit our family farms around the world, Brazil, Netherlands, Norway, Spain. over 3.2 million unique visitors since July 23rd, 21. I wonder what the honking sound is all about. There's a Pabo out there. So read FAQs, right? Frequently asked questions. If you were locked in a room with a live dog and apple, which would you eat first? Inspired by Ed Winter's free ebook, 30 non-vegan excuses and how to respond to them. Why would vegans farm dogs? Can't I love animals and still eat them? Don't force your views on me. Isn't it my personal choice to eat animals? I like the taste of meat. Why should I give that up? Have you heard of the food chain Lions? Don't we need to eat animals' eggs and dairy milk to live? Eating animals is a traditional. Do you hate tradition? Cavemen ate meat and humans evolved from eating meat. So therefore, if we didn't eat animals, they overrun us or go extinct. Do you want that? Are human rights more important? Don't plants feel pain too? Animals don't feel pain and suffer the same way as we do, right? I can't be 100% vegan, and neither can you. What if you were on a deserted island? Isn't pescatarian, vegetarian enough? Pescatarian? Never heard of the word before. Wasn't Hitler vegetarian? Never heard about that too. Don't you care about the farmers who will lose their jobs? Don't you know that other animals eat dogs? This is xenophobic. Why would vegans farm dogs? We aren't farming dogs. There is no Elwood's organic dog meat. Yeah, it's just not real. It's just mind thing. It's just a decoy. This article is a decoy. Can't I love animals and eat them? Most dog lovers wouldn't want to see their companion animals' murdered body parts on a plate in front of them. They wouldn't be okay with their dog being forcibly impregnated, mutilated, and killed. And they wouldn't want to pay for it either. So is it possible for you to love a dog, but also torture and kill her, especially when you have endless food choices available? Can you really be an animal lover if you pay for any animals to be hurt when it isn't necessary? Yeah, controversy, right? Controversy. Don't force your views on me. Isn't it my personal choice to eat animals? It's not justifiable to punch someone just because you personally made the choice to punch them. The person has their personal choice not to be punched. When you get down to it, everything is a personal choice. You can choose to be a racist or a rapist and beat your children or dog. When you choose to intentionally, unnecessarily hurt others or eat animals, you are putting your choice ahead of theirs. Does that seem fair? I like the taste of meat. Why should I give that up? If humans made all our choices based on it feels good to me, we would be in trouble. Think about all the things we'd justify. A meal lasts for 15 minutes. But the life and death of the animal raised for food is unimaginably cruel, scary, and painful, and their death is eternal. Do you think that 50 minutes of pleasure is worth more than an animal's life? What about the life of our dog? Under what circumstances would a meal be worth the life of your dog? A celebratory steak dinner? A casual cookout? Most folks would need their dogs until they were on a deserted island. See, what if we were on a deserted island? Do you actually value taste higher than the life of an animal? Also, it's not as if you would even have to give up the flavors of the animal products you eat. There's a huge variety of alternatives, and a lot of what we enjoy about animals is due to how we season them. Have you heard of the food chain lions? Most of the time, we hold ourselves to higher standards than animals until it comes to eating meat. And suddenly we are wild animals acting out our primal instincts. Wild animals do a lot of things, like kill their offspring and cannibalize and rape one another. Should we be looking to animals for our morals? Also, food chains exist in nature because they must. A lion must kill to eat. We do not. We have the ability and moral agency to choose to eat other foods. With the power to choose, why wouldn't we choose to take care of those who are vulnerable? Shouldn't we use our dominance to make the world better, not worse? Why wouldn't we choose to take care of those who are vulnerable? Don't we need to eat animals, eggs, and dairy milk to live? Many reputable organizations have documented that we can get all the nutrients we need: protein, iron, calcium, and every other nutrient that we associate with animal products without exploiting animals. That's because the nutrients found in animals can be found in plants. That's where the animals get them from. It is the position of the American Dietetic Association that appropriately planned vegetarian diets, including total vegetarian or vegan diets, are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. Well-planned vegetarian diets are appropriate for individuals during all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, and adolescence, and for athletes. American Dietetic Association, the largest body of nutrition and diet professionals in the U.S. So if it is not necessary to eat animals for your health, wouldn't that mean that doing these things to animals is unnecessary? Cruelty? Not so sure? Check out the abundance of plant-based athletes, or click through to see how consuming animal products has actually been linked to our top diseases and illnesses, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. Many forms of cancer, hypertension, dementia, and osteoporosis, and many of them can be treated and even reversed by switching to plant-based livelihood. Eating animals is a tradition. Do you hate tradition? In the US, it was custom to enslave people. For adult men to have child brides. In other countries, female genital mutilation is still a tradition, as is dolphin slaughter, dog, cock, and bullfighting. The list goes on, the list goes on, the list goes on, the list goes on, the list goes on. With these traditions in mind, do you think culture and tradition are good indicators for morality? Also, why should we celebrate culture by slaughtering animals when we can celebrate through music, dance, and language, or simply changing the ingredients in what we eat? Exactly. The list goes on. We cannot base our morality on culture and tradition. Cavemen ate meat, and humans evolved from eating meat. So therefore, this is technically correct, but perhaps you don't want to base your morals on the actions of primitive beings who did a whole host of other things you probably wouldn't defend as okay for modern society. Rape, murder, and incest come to mind. And chances are you are not really trying to live like your ancestors in other ways, like eating insects, sleeping outside, and ignoring the existence of electricity. The Amish people. What's more, in Pennsylvania, I think, what's more, many of our ancestors, even in recent history, had to eat animals to survive. They had to push down their feelings of revulsion, regret, and sadness to do what had to be done. We don't have to do that anymore. And if you are eating meat because you want your brain to evolve, to pass on your brilliance to the next generation, you might consider the connection between eating meat and climate change. Animal culture is responsible for more greenhouse gas emissions than the entire transportation system combined. That's fucking terrible, man. Cows should be gone and is the leading cause of rainforest destruction, oceanic dead zones, species extinction, topsoil erosion, land desertification, and more. Land desertification, topsoil erosion, land desertification, species extinction, oceanic dead zones, rainforest destruction, and everything, right? Topsoil erosion, land desertification. In short, we may not make it long enough to evolve another 100,000 years. If we didn't eat animals, they would overrun us or go extinct. Do you want that? If you are serious, please watch what would happen to animals if we stopped eating them. Return to questions. Aren't human rights more important? If your friend said, I'm concerned about the homeless youth in my city, would you feel it helpful to reply, but what about plastic pollution? Obviously, both of these issues need solving, and we are not gaining anything by devaluing either of them. Not eating animals is something you can do right alongside other activism. It's a passive action. You can volunteer at a youth shelter and be vegan. You can organize beach cleanups, write op-eds about single-use plastic, fight the big oil while being vegan. In fact, being vegan actually addresses many human rights issues. Some people even go vegan for human rights. Human rights issues, big oil, op-eds, write op-eds, opinion editorials, op-eds about single-use plastic. Fight the big oil while being vegan, in fact. Don't plants feel pain too? No, plants don't have a central nervous system, pain receptors, or brain, which means they don't have the ability to feel pain. Plants can react to stimuli, though, which is different. Even if plants did feel pain, consider that it takes 15 pounds of grain to produce just 1 pound of beef. That's a lot of plants who don't feel pain, and cow who most definitely does feel pain. What's more, you know for an absolute fact that animals feel pain. Think about it. If you are driving along a grass-lined street and a dog jumped in the road, would you plow through the dog to protect the grass? Animals can't feel pain or suffer the same way we do, though, right? Does our society have rules to protect companion animals just for the heck of it, or is it because we know that animals have the capacity to suffer? When your dog and cat is injured, do they exhibit signs of pain? Do they limp, or lie still, cry out, or breathe unevenly? As for emotional suffering, animals, companion or farmed, exhibit a slew of emotions, and not just the expected ones like anxiety or fear, but it also jealousy, excitement, sorrow, loneliness, depression, empathy, and joy, a slew of emotions. 50 years ago, people said animals can't feel pain. Things have come a long way since then, and the more we know about their emotional lives, the more we can do to minimize the impacts of what we do to them. Dr. Mirjam Guesgan. But even if we can't be certain how similar an animal's pain and suffering is to our own, does that justify inflicting unnecessary pain? I can't be 100% vegan, and neither can you. Let's say your house is on fire and there are 2 people inside. You know you will only have time to save one. Do you throw up your hands and save neither? Or maybe you realize you don't have the energy to be kind all the time. Do you choose to be cruel most of the time instead? Maybe you are thinking about the animals killed in crop production, or the bugs in your salad greens, or the salmon killed in dams that power our homes. Or maybe you are allergic to cashews, or our doctor says you have to eat fish, or maybe you could never give up cheese. Just because you can't do something 100%, does that mean there's no use in trying at all? Veganism is not about perfection. It is about minimizing harm to animals as much as is possible and practicable. We do not live in a vegan world, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to do all we can to minimize the harm we cause while living in it. It all comes down to intention. If someone was driving their car and they accidentally hit a dog, that would not be the same as if they purposefully drove after the dog until they ran them over. The logic behind the argument, it's morally justifiable for me to pay for an animal to be killed because animals sometimes die in crop production, is stating that morally accidentally hitting the dog is the same as purposefully hitting the dog, as it ignores the intention. It also states that because animals are sometimes killed accidentally by cars, it is therefore acceptable to purposefully run them over. Ed Winters. So if you are a vegan except for cheese, that's better than nothing. If you are vegan except for the medication you must take that was tested on animals. Thank you. We can only do as much as we can, but many of us are afraid to even try. What if we were on a deserted island? We are not. Isn't pescatarian veganism enough? Vegetarian enough? Thank you for thinking so. It's a start. If it is all you can do for now, amazing. If this is just a starting point, keep going. If you honestly don't know it though, if you truly don't get why people are vegan, you might want to know about fishing's impact on the environment, what happens to male chicks born to the egg industry, and the reality for calves of dairy cows. Like all mammals, cows have to be pregnant and give birth to produce milk. Learn more. Fish are a critical part of the conversation. Bycatch, ecosystem collapse, and fishless oceans. What's wrong with eggs? I consumed dairy until learning it's the cruelest industry of all. Wasn't Hitler vegetarian? He probably wasn't. But Chairman Mao, Mussolini, and Stalin all ate meat. Does that matter? Mao, Mussolini, Stalin. Don't you care about the farmers who will lose their jobs? Imagine Elwood's organic dog meat was real and our family owned it. Does their job morally justify mutilating and slaughtering dogs? If they are making a profit, does that mean it's okay? Yes, the issue surrounding the livelihoods of farmers should be addressed. But do you think maintaining a broken system is the way forward? Is money and tradition more important than the life of animals and the future of the planet? Note the Vegan Society Mercy for Animals and other organizations will offer help and financial support to any farmers who want to make their transition. Also, what about the slaughterhouse workers? Can you imagine the psychological issues that would come from killing so many animals? Slaughterhouse workers are often migrants or working class folks who have few options and suffer immensely. They have some of the highest rates of PTSD, depression, anxiety, and significantly higher rates of alcoholism, domestic abuse, child abuse, and suicide. Ending animal agriculture would be a blessing for these people. Don't you know that other countries eat dogs? This is xenophobic. Our message is that eating dogs is no more unethical or strange than eating other similarly sentient animals, like sentient animals, conscious animals, animals that have consciousness, sentient, kind of similar, sentient animals, sentient beings on the world, in the universe. This concept is not meant to evoke or be connected with a specific country, region, or people who currently consume dog meat. In fact, there is a wide tradition of eating dog meat. Many people still eat cats and dogs in Switzerland. Some regions in Africa still consume dog meat. Dogs were widely consumed in France until being banned in 1910. It's legal to consume dogs in the UK, and dogs are sometimes consumed in some parts of Asia. Look for source Wikipedia. In order to achieve the goal of emotionally reaching our Western audience, it was necessary to choose an animal that they love and respect more than any other animal. And in the Western world, it's the dog. Any overlap with stereotypes about other cultures and regions is coincidence. It is also a comparison we do not make in any of our content. Some of these points are addressed in the vegan activists video. Regarding the hurtful stereotypes around cultures that do eat dog meat, we do not condone them. Our goal is to reach meat eaters who profess to love animals and show them their own hypocrisy. Along with that, we hope to show how it's hypocritical to judge other cultures for engaging in practices very similar to our own. If you'd like to read more about the philosophy behind this project, see our About page. Return to questions. Hope we answered all of your questions. Please be sure to visit our resources page. You can also check out our About page to learn more about why we made this site. Get in touch about us. Help the farm. Farm swag. Swag, right? Swag. Confidence in a buoyant way. Flamboyant way. Swag. Farm swag. Let's look for the swag. Swag. Swagging, swags. Decorative curtain or other hanging draped in a curve from 2 points. Loot, stolen goods, slang. Swagman's pack or bundle containing personal belongings. Walk unsteadily, sway, droop, swag, travel around carrying one's personal belongings in a pack or swag. Yeah, look for other dictionary like dictionary.com. Swag, suspended wreath, garland, drapery, or the like, fastened up at or near each end and hanging down in the middle. Festoon, right? Swag, a wreath, spray, or cluster of foliage, flowers, and fruit. Yeah, swag. Festoon, swag, images. Swag. Farm swag. No photos, man. That's strange. Festoon, swag. Girls love my swag. I see the dog. What the heck? I'll just disregard it. So from this article, we learned that such expression as livelihood, the list goes on, hypocrisy, animal rights, hurts sentient animals, feeling pain, stimuli, totally different, and so on. So this article is quite interesting. I thought Elwood's organic dog meat was real, but it isn't. It's just decoy to educate people on veganism, right? And hypocrisy the people have towards animals, right? Frequently asked questions. So it's a strange article, but I down with it. This article is really good. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Bye-bye.